Welcome to Terraria Talk. Now, first off, I'd just like to give some thanks to 3 awesome members who have pretty much done my job for me this week. Mr. Wigglesniff, iRandomness, and PickRed for going through the IRC chat log with Red and taking screenshots and doing all my work for me. So thank you very much, guys. On with the news. So our first screenshot is from IRC, and most of these are. Basically, Red is saying that he's going to revamp the creation screen. This is pretty good. I mean, it's a pretty basic creation screen, and we all know this. You know, you pick a colour, you pick a different hairstyle. I'd like to see more, and it's already been confirmed, so I'd love to see what he does with that. Our second screenshot is about Legend of Max references. This is pretty cool. I mean, I've only just stumbled across Legend of Max. I'm about 30 comics in, and I'll just post this screenshot, bam, right now of Legend of Max, so you guys can check that out. And I'm going to post a link in the description. It's definitely a fun read. Go check that out, and the creator, you know, you're really awesome. It's a really fun comic, and I just didn't think people would make comics, and yeah, I wish I'd stumbled across it earlier. Okay, so on from that, Red says that there's now going to be Moths. Now, Moths is going to be quite cool. I don't have any screenshots of it, but he was talking about maybe 5 different types of Moths, and maybe you would get 2 or 3 types of Moths in your world. Quite interesting. I'd love to see how that is implemented. You know, it's just kind of cosmetic. It's, you know, a cosmetic overhaul, this update, hopefully. And Red has then posted on to say that Silt is going to have a stronger purpose. Now, me and Waffles were talking about this 2 weeks ago, how Silt is absolutely useless, and we were talking about the everything gun that would literally just fire Silt. So, Silt has a stronger purpose. It kind of makes me think that he's going to make Silt overpowered and not sand. That'd be quite fun. And next screenshot says hard mode will be revamped. Now, this is very vague and it's broad, and I can't really talk much about this, but it's going to be good to see. Hard mode was the best thing about Terraria 1.1. Like, you know, some of the early stuff wasn't so interesting. Hard mode was where it's all at. And then he goes on to change. He goes on to say how he's going to change the damage settings from double damage has been removed, and then he's considering half damage. Quite interesting. I'd love to see how that is implemented. Maybe it'll make the game harder or easier. I don't know. You know. But thank you once again to Wigglesniff, iRandomness, and PickRed for all them screenshots. And there's one last one, which they haven't posted. I got this one exclusively. Red has been discussing extra large maps. Seems interesting. Big maps, big multiplayer settings. I'll post a screenshot of that now, and you can look at that. But XL maps, can't wait to see them. It'd be good to have them happening. And yeah, so stick around, guys. We're going to be discussing item ideas from Terraria Online, and then we're going to do a featured video. Now, I'm sure we're going to run out of ideas eventually, so if you'd like to suggest a video section for Terraria Talk, I mean, this is completely community driven. Just put it in the comments below. What would you like to see in these kind of videos? Like, we took your suggestions last week and added the buttons on the side. They're sticking around this week. And what would you like to see? Okay, guys, stick around. Wait! There's one last one. How could I forget Rich Mahogany and this awesome South Park reference? I loved it you named your chinchilla. Lemmy Winks. Oh, God. That was a great episode. That's actually the first ever episode of South Park I ever watched. Corrupted my mind. I'm not really going to discuss what happens in that episode. Great episode, though. And yeah, Rich Mahogany. So, thank you, Red, for giving us all these spoilers. You know, it's a great chat system. Like I said, it's going to be in the description. And I'm also going to put the plug.dj description in the description. I'm going to put the DJ link in the description. Basically, you go on there, you talk about Terraria, and people play songs. It's a nice little saying. I go on there when I'm editing my videos. So, check them out. Both links will be in the description. Anyway, on to the discussion. Hey, what's going on, everybody? My name is James, and we're going to be discussing 4 items this week instead of the usual 6 or 7. So, 2 of them are mine, 2 of them are from the community, and if you want to leave your ideas for next week, make sure you leave them in the comments. Today, as always, I'm joined by Waffles. Introduce yourself, Waffles.
My name is Waffles, and I make the video.
Okay.
Once.
So, our first idea comes from Waffle King 234, and he suggests summoning spells that summon friendly NPCs to fight.
Oh man, friendly NPCs to fight for you. Now that would be pretty cool. What do you think that would be? Like elementals? You think like little elemental guys would just come out of your spell book?
Yeah, I imagine like little chaos elementals would kind of like jump out of the book and kind of help you out a little bit and go back into the book.
I think that could be really cool when you're fighting like other invasions. Like we've talked about
Goblin invasions.
Yeah, we've talked about having like friendly NPCs in your little village or in your house or whatever. And I think having something like that would also be an extension onto that concept, because it's kind of like you have your own army in these scenarios. It's like you're able to defend yourself, not by yourself, but also with the help and aid of others.
Yes, kind of. So that would be pretty cool. I've drawn like two guys bro fisting.
I've drawn a weird little blue guy. I'm trying to draw a book. I don't know if I'll have enough time.
Yeah,
but
so it's worth mentioning now that unfortunately we can't get Wafflecam this week, but we will have his images at the end of each topic.
Yeah, of course.
Okay, so are you done with your drawing?
Yeah, I'd say I'm as close as I'm gonna get. So, what is next? What else have we come up
Okay,
with?
so the next idea comes from Wing0007, and he says achievements. Now, I'm not going to give all the credit to him. He's just the most recent one that sparked an idea in my head. Achievements. I mean, there's lots of comments about achievements, but what kind of achievements would we have? Sorry.
Oh man, killing bosses. Maybe even discovering like something like Tim. I think that'd be really cool. Being able to like find something rare, or beat an army, or get adamantite for the first time, going into hard mode. So many achievements are so possible because it's a big game, and I'm really surprised they never tried to incorporate something like achievements earlier on.
Yeah, I mean, it would be good if they would work with Steam. I mean, instead of like in-game achievements, maybe like Steam achievements. Yeah, I would really love to see that. I mean, we said the other day, we've been playing for hours, but, we don't have anything to show to our friends other than our world, so.
Right, exactly. I think it's kind of... Not everybody tries to go for achievements, but it's also a little thing that keeps the game alive, in a sense, and I think it's one thing you can do to extend the life of a game, and I think that alone is very important to any video game.
Okay, so the next idea comes from me, and this is one of my more serious ideas, and it's more t-shirt designs for real life. I mean, the old t-shirt designs, there's about 3 of them. I liked them, and they were really good. They were very professional. But I don't think it reflected the game in the way I wanted it to be, in the way I wanted to wear it on my chest, if you know what I mean. What do you think about that?
I know. I know what you're saying. The corrupted bunny, I feel like I play Terraria. That is not... I don't know, I feel like that's not a good way of representing Terraria. Just the corrupted bunny. How often do you really come across it? I know it was like a little thing that devs surely must have loved, and it's cool, but it's just not... I don't think it's something I would wear. I've never wanted to buy a Terraria shirt because the designs just weren't all that a can of poop.
Yeah, I mean,
they weren't that great.
I like buying t-shirts. I like buying t-shirts on my games, especially. So seeing some really cool ones, that would make me want to buy them more. Yeah, so that's kind of like a personal one. I just feel like that would be pretty fun to have. And it would get more love for the community and stuff. I mean, we could do a little bit of a competition for designs. So you need to open that up, Red. Okay, so the last idea. I'm sure you could have guessed it, Waffles. Orange torches. They need to be added. Orange torches.
Orange torches. Now that's an easy one to draw. I can tell you that right now.
I'm kind of like drawing a flame.
Orange torches. See, my question is, I like the concept, and for you it's probably more important because you have a little rainbow house that you love to look at in the morning. But I just don't know how you would make one. Like, what resources do you think one would use?
Easy.
To
red torch and yellow torch, add them together, bam. Orange torch.
Well then you have to have... What other combinations are we missing? Surely there must be something else that's not incorporated yet.
Let's add some orange. What about Terry's chocolate orange? What about that?
So, yeah, orange torches. I think that could be cool. I don't know many... Actually, no, that might look nice with copper bricks. With copper brick and copper brick walling.
Oh, that's a good point, actually. Yeah.
Yeah. think that could look nice. It could kind of glimmer. Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah, I could see that too.
Another cool thing, I'm adding this last second, didn't even warn you. Now I'm going to scare you. This idea, coming in from some asshole named Waffles, says that there should be colored tiki torches as well, and not just colored torches on walls.
Yeah.
What do you think about that one, James?
Wow. Kind of flipping the boat here. Coloured tiki torches. I actually, no joke, Waffles, I read an idea just before we started this about coloured tiki torches.
Oh, man.
And being able to submerge tiki torches, so if you had half of it underwater, the flame would still glow at the top. And I'm really sorry, because I don't know actually who that came from, but...
It came from me. It was me all the way. Actually, no, we don't know who it was, but thank you to whoever must have truly contributed that. But I figured I should actually say something for once besides just agreeing with everything. But honestly, I do like all the ideas you guys send in, and we haven't gotten as many ideas recently. If you think you have a cool idea, or any idea, you think you have a bad idea, we'll talk about it and draw it, because it's silly.
Unless it's roller coasters.
Yeah, who doesn't like roller coasters, though? Am I right?
You are right.
That's what Terraria needs right there. Everybody needs a roller coaster.
That actually needs to happen.
That could be cool.
It could be cool.
I'm not drawing that.
No, I'm not. Okay, so that wraps it up for this week's discussion. Make sure you stick around for the featured video of the week. And like I said at the beginning, if you want to suggest any video selection... I don't know.
Video submission selection. Video of the week, I think is a good way to put that.
No. I mean, video sections of this video. I mean, we break it down, don't we? News, discussion, video.
Oh,
if you want to stick something else in there, maybe artwork of the week. That's an idea. Yeah, artwork of the week.
If you're an artist, if you're a fartist, we would love to have your art on the show. Tell everybody about you. If you do anything related to Terraria, we'd love to kind of feature it.
Yeah.
And get the news out and let your own kind of product shine. So you know what? Send anything that you think people would like to see.
Okay, so that's wraps up for the discussion. Thank you guys for watching. I'll let you sign off, Waffles.
Oh, I hate signing off. It's never any fun. Oh, I hope you enjoyed. We're gonna draw stuff next week too. Alright, bye!
Peace.
Peace.
Okay, so the featured video this week comes from 505 Games himself. With the Japan release of Terraria coming around in May, this little trailer gives away some good hints. This is kind of like a mashup of the two trailers they've already made, but it's a nice trailer. I don't know Japanese, unfortunately, but it appears that Japan are actually getting a physical copy of Terraria. That's quite interesting. I'm guessing it'll be like our special edition here in Britain. So, I'd love to see that. I can't wait for somebody to do an unboxing in May. Anyway, click on the link to see the video. I'll also put a link in the description for anybody on an iPod using the YouTube app. Thanks for watching, guys, and make sure to leave your video suggestions for next week's featured video. Thanks for watching. Peace out.